when it come to these damn groups out, you understand, I don't want nothing to do with them unless they giving up all flags and bringing their body into under the truth. Because, of course, 90% of this shit is born out of selfishness, out of looking for power, out of sexual deviancy, and you just destroying the work of the Lord. Okay. Never before to harden them, never before did black people look at us like we had a sexual deviance problem. Never before did they look at us. Never before did black people, in all our years of speaking on the street, black people never felt like, I don't like them brothers on the street. They might have disagreed with us, but nobody came against us like they had, unless they had a drug problem or, you know, something like that. Before to harden them, never before did black people look at us like we had a sexual deviance problem. Never before did they look at us. Never before did black people, in all our years of speaking on the street, black people never felt like, I don't like them brothers on the street. They might have disagreed with us, but nobody came against us like they had, unless they had a drug problem or, you know, something like that. But other than that, black people knew we was for them. But it wasn't until you break off groups got out here with 1,000 fucking camps. This ain't just these camps that I'm mentioning. They had 1,000 other. You had 3, 4, 5 camps in Brooklyn. You had that bullshit going on. You had that bullshit going on.
Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Kohalam La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Kakadash Brakatham. Then honor to my apostles, great millstone. Citations to the document of 4 corners, which the truth of sincerity, love, diligence, respect, fear, and trembling. This is Itazawan coming back with another gem is for the knowledge. Excuse me. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. I promise you, I don't yawn at all until I hit record, man. But all praise to Yahweh Shemel Shai, Ba Hashem Kakadash Brakatham. Double honor to my apostle, great millstone, and salutations to the acumen of 4 corners, pushing his truth, sincerity, love, diligence, respect, fear, and trembling. This is Itazawan coming back with another gem for the knowledge through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai being the name of the only begotten Son. Okay? Those are the names you want to call upon in these last days for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Alright? Understanding of the mysteries, the dark sayings, the parables, the secrets of the scriptures, ultimately the prophecies. Okay? And as well as we want to call upon that name, Yahweh, the names, Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, is for protection. Okay? From these last evil days that we are in. Because it's finna get real ugly, nasty, and evil out here. And we're going to need a hedge around us. And the only hedge around us, the only way to have that hedge around us is calling upon the names of the true power in His Son, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. So no further ado, I want to get into this lesson. I don't know what I'm going to title it. I kind of want it to be a response, the same title as Elder Manata Zakba's video. And his title is General Yohana blames GMS for camp hatred. I want to address 2 things in this clip of General Yohana. One, he made mention of too many camps or some shit like that. You'll hear it. Maybe I'll play a video before this, but you'll hear what I'm talking about. But concerning, he said there's 1,000 camps out here, and basically he's scoffing and it's going off. And then basically we're the fucking blame of this faggot if those allegations and things are true, which we believe they are true. Alizé, you know, with this whole sodomy situation, and as well as him wanting to pimp out his wife, because that's exactly what it is, whoremonger. You know, to Edomite men. So I want to address that too. How the fuck are we? How is GMS to blame for another man's demonic freaky fetish? It doesn't make any sense to me. You know, it doesn't make no sense, but it does make sense because we have to be the hated. You know. So let's get the. I'm gonna play the video. I'm gonna put it in the introduction, but then as well as I'm gonna play it and stop it and bring out some precepts, and I hope this is edifying. So we're gonna play it.
You understand? I don't want nothing to do with them unless they giving up all flags and bringing their body under the truth. Because of course, 90% of this shit is born out of selfishness, out of looking for power, out of sexual deviancy, and you just destroying the work of the Lord. Okay. Never before to harden them. Never.
Real quick, he say we're destroying the work of the Lord. I haven't seen you in no videos out there on highways and byways, General Yohana. Elder apostles of Great Millstone are out there week in and week out. And if it's due to bad weather, they'll do it in-house, but they still out there teaching. Videos, 1 or 2 or 3 videos a day. So, where have you been? Where have you been? Someone's destroying the work of the Lord, but you're not even out there on the highways and byways, which is commanded by Yahweh Shai. You know, a lot of you dudes don't make no fucking sense to me, man. You know. But a lot of you guys are gonna get exposed. Just how this faggot got exposed. And I'm gonna call him that. I don't give a fuck. The accusations and all that's a mo. And you can't cry your way out of that situation, man. Not being in this truth for 14 years and put yourself on a pedestal and did all those videos of rebukes and talking shit about the apostles and Great Millstone and you niggas, and he said Yahweh's gonna deal with you and this is through Yahweh coming through me, all that woofing, all that talking, all that acting. But here it is, this is the things that this dude is doing. So I'm gonna call you a faggot. I don't give a fuck. Because that's exactly, if those accusations are true, you're a faggot. Alright? And that's the truth. Hey, whatever, that's the truth. But may jeopardize my channel for getting a strike or something, but whatever, I don't give a fuck. I look, man, I'm tired of this place. But anyways, I'm sorry. Let's keep going, man. But General Yohana, you ain't even been outside, man. I don't know what you gotta say. You know?
When it comes to these damn groups out, you understand, I don't want nothing to do with them unless they giving up all flags and bringing their body under the truth. Because of course, 90% of this shit is born out of selfishness, out of looking for power, out of sexual deviancy, and you just destroying the work of the Lord. Okay. Never before to harden them, never before did black people look at us like we had a sexual deviance problem. Never before did they look at us. Never before did black people, and with all our years of speaking on the street, black people never felt like, I don't like them brothers on the street. They might have disagreed with us, but nobody came against us like they had, unless they had a drug problem or, you know, something like that.
Man, nigga, where the fuck you been at? Do you even read the scriptures? Huh? Elder Monatazak Badir, he brought out Acts the 7th chapter. This is an ancient thing where the prophets are hated and persecuted and killed, man. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And you worried about the black community? You're supposed to be worried about the chosen elect of the nation of Israel, man. So what are we talking about? And the sexual deviant part, I know he's speaking about the grape situation. We're not doing that, and we've been said that this is a law within the scriptures, and this is how you handle this particular situation that if it occurred, this is how you handle it. And that's in the scriptures. None of us have been charged. None of us has been having accusations. There's no woman that has came forth. There's no child that came forth. There's no brothers are in jail. Nothing. Okay? So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So I got a video, which I may do a side lesson to, because there's going to be some other things in the mix of it. He speak about sexual deviant. Well, you Mr. Do it in her butt himself, who was happy as hell to sing "Do her in the butt," which is sodomy. Which is sodomy, man. You're talking about doing your woman in the butt. That's sodomy. When you go into what sodomy is a sexual activities that is that's done with no something about no reproduction, that you can't reproduce. So like when the rod goes into the vagina, what happens? You shoot off and the sperm goes into the woman, and that's how a baby is born. So sodomy is an act where you're going in the rear end, the wrong end, by the way, right? That's classified as sexual deviant. Okay? Now, the shit that the dude Alizé has done, that's sexual deviant. We ain't teaching that. He got caught. So now, since he got caught for being a freak, it's our fault. You Israelites really get on my fucking nerves, man. Let's keep going.
Before Tahar and them, never before did black people look at us like we had a sexual deviance problem. Never before.
Doing the butt is being a sexual deviant.
Black people,
the sodomy.
And in all our years of speaking on the street, black people never felt like, I don't like them brothers on the street. They might have disagreed with us, but nobody came against us like they held.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit. When you come with this truth, you're supposed to be hated. So let's get some precepts to that real quick. Let's get 2 Chronicles. And these are basic precepts. This ain't nothing all mystery and deep. These are just basic precepts, man. 2 Chronicles 36 and 15. And our Lord Yahweh of their fathers sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and seducing and sending, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. Okay, so the Lord has rose up the prophets to send them out, all right, to give those warnings. 36 and 16. But they mocked the messengers of the Most High and despised his words and misused his prophets. You see? So the prophets have a history of being hated, misused, mocked. But since Apostle Tahar and GMS, there's black people has never came up against this truth. That's a lie. That's a lie. All right? We have. So you mean to tell me all the stories that the apostles used to give us, going back to the 90s and getting into fights and all type of shit, you know, people didn't come up against the truth? I can just kick it from 2007, you know, on down. All right? I can kick it from 2007 on down, from the videos and the old videos that we didn't see. You know, people coming up against the apostles, talking shit. And we come in the same spirit of our apostles and the elders. And guess what? We out there giving the word, sincerely giving the word, sincerely cry out loud, spread out, lift up a trumpet, show my people their transgressions, etc. And being hated against. Hell, we got jumped by, it was like 20 fucking people. We got a whole block. It was 4 of us. Because we told them, don't be walking with goddamn, this is doing the Trayvon Martin shit. When a nigga got smoked and they was doing a march. And we told them that how y'all gonna do marching, how y'all gonna march when y'all got Edomites in y'all goddamn march. Y'all walking with the enemy. They didn't like that. You know? So we fought them to 20 people. You know? Because of that. Because we told them that they're walking with the enemy. We ain't do no. We told y'all walking with Edomites. They're our enemy. We didn't say nothing wrong. Told the fucking truth. But you are the guy that said we don't hate white people, but God hates white people. You are that dude. ISUPK is a fucking joke. ISUPK gonna fall too. Alright? And say, but they mocked the messages of the Most High and despised his words and misused his prophets until the wrath of the Lord Yahweh arose against his people till there was no remedy. Okay? So when you come up against the men of the Lord, the prophets, the Lord has a judgment for you. Okay? That's what's, and guess what? There's a judgment that's going to happen to all these people for not listening to the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. That's why this nigga Alizé is getting judged right now, because he didn't want to listen to the true prophets. He's getting judged because he has accounts on where he speaks about not worshiping Yahushai. Do ISUPK worship Yahushai? Right? Because everybody want to come to this nigga defense. He doesn't worship Yahushai. He says Paul letters isn't authoritative. All right, he brought in the wearing hats into the ministry. He's done all type of wicked madness, and he's been corrected about it for the last 10 years. So it's not our fault that this nigga went to the dark side. You know? But that was a lie. The prophets always had people come up against them. Black people. Jeremiah. Remember, Jeremiah said, let their, speak about, how does it go? I think it's in chapter 18. About the troop, let me see if I can find it. It's history, the prophets always had to catch hell from niggas, from black people. Jeremiah, I think it's 18. Yeah, okay, so it's a, it was a whole house that came against Jeremiah. Yeah, here we go, yep. So this is what Jeremiah said. This is Jeremiah 18 and 21. It says, therefore deliver up their children. You know what? Let me go into it. Here you had niggas trying to kill Jeremiah. There was a whole house trying to plot against him. Here we go. Jeremiah 18 and 18. It says, then said they, come and let us devise devices against Jeremiah. For the law shall not perish from the priest, nor counsel from the wise, nor the word of the prophet. Come and let us smite him with the tongue, and let us not give heed to any of his words. This is history where no niggas, Israelites never gave a fuck about the prophets. They never gave a fuck about the men of the Lord. They never gave a fuck about Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai's word, man. I'm reading it. So you don't think it's gonna happen now today? Why would they love us when we supposed to be telling them that their word is finna end? Repent. The Lord is on his way back. Repent. And niggas be stuck in their demonic ass ways where they won't come into the truth. And ultimately they're not chosen. So they said, let us smite him. Let us not heed any of his words. Verse 19, give heed to me, O Lord, and hearken to the voice of them that contend with me. Meaning fight against. Shall evil be recompensed for good? For they have digged a pit for my soul. Remember that I stood before thee to speak good for them and to turn away the wrath from them. Yeah. Because there was a time where there was a time where Jeremiah had sympathy for Jake. And he cried for him. He was actually doing the work of the Lord. And they came against him. And that's when he had made, he said that he wouldn't mention the Lord anymore. But the fire that was in him, because he's under the elect, he had no choice but to continue prophesying. You see, I think the scripture in Amos says the Lord has spoken, who came but prophesy. Right? So he was in that boat. He was destined to continue doing the work. But the point is, you had niggas that came against him. Right? It says, they contend with me. It says, shall evil be recompensed for good? For they have digged a pit for my soul. Remember that I stood before thee to speak good for them and to turn away the wrath from them. Yeah, man. So here it is. We sincerely trying to get Jake to get right. But all they do is come up against the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Remember, it says that if the world hated you, it hated me first. You know? And then I think it says about how it's not really them hating us, it's really them hating the Lord. You know? So to say that, man, that's a very unlearned statement. Seems like you need to read, man. And this used to be my favorite. It's therefore deliver up their children to the famine and pour out their blood by the force of the sword, and let their wives be bereaved of their children, and be widows, and let their men be put to death. Let their young men be slain by the sword in battle. So he's putting a curse on them. All right? He's putting a curse on them. He was praying to the Lord, hey, do this to them. Let their wives be bereaved, meaning they lose their children. All right? Let their husband die in the wars. All right? Jeremiah 18:22. Let a cry be heard from their houses, when thou shalt bring the troops suddenly upon them, for they have digged a pit to take me, and hid snares for my feet. Yet Yahweh, thou knowest all counsel against me to slay me. Talking about Jeremiah. Against not their iniquity, neither blot out their sin from thy sight, but let them be overthrown before thee. Deal thus with them in the time of thine anger. So that was a curse that Jeremiah put on niggas who he was trying to tell to convert to the truth. All right? So what you just said doesn't make any sense, man. It don't make any motherfucking sense. Okay? You err not knowing the scriptures. But what do you expect from a guy that doesn't go out on the highways and byways, man? You know? But let's go back. Let's go back. Because he made mention of the camps, as if it's a wrong thing to start up camps. Where'd it go?
Just suspended one brother.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, I accidentally closed. Give me a second.
Hey, what we gonna do for you? You couldn't sense that. Just like
come to these damn
I started
groups out,
over.
you understand? I don't want nothing to do with them unless they giving up all flags and bringing their body into the under the truth. Because of course, 90% of this shit is born out of selfishness, out of looking for power, out of sexual deviancy, and you just destroying the work of the Lord. Never before to harden them, never before did black people look at us like we had a sexual deviance problem. Never before did they look at us. Never before did black people, and in all our years of speaking on the street, black people never felt like, I don't like the brothers on the street.
That's
They might have
bullshit.
disagreed with us, but nobody came against us like they had, unless they had a drug problem or, you know, something like that. Before to harden them, never before did black people look at us like we had a sexual deviance problem. Never before did they look at us. Never before did black people, and in all our years of speaking on the street, black people never felt like, I don't like the brothers on the street. They might have disagreed with us,
See,
but nobody came against us like,
it's a these precept. Damn. It's Proverbs. No, I'm sorry, it's not Proverbs. That's what popped up. I'm not trying to go to Proverbs. I'm trying to go to give me a second. It's 1 Corinthians. The blue letter been tripping, man. It's like, I don't know. You gotta put in, it's just weird now. You put in a word and some things don't even pop up anymore. But give me a second, let me look for it. Alright, this is it's probably 1 Corinthians, that second. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 4:9. It says, "For I think that the Most High has set forth us the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. We are fools for Hamashiach's sake." It says, "We are fools for Hamashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. See, even this present hour, we both hunger and thirst, and we are naked and buffeted, and have no certain dwelling place. And our labor, and our labor working with our own hands, being reviled, we bless. Being persecuted, we suffer it. being defamed, we entreat. We are made as the filth of the world, and are the offscouring of all things unto this day. So the prophets called hell back then, and they're catching hell now. All right, and this is from fellow Israelites, right? Black people, right? Especially in this time, this was Judah, Benjamin, Levi. So black people always hated the prophets, man. Persecuted. The elder brought out about Acts 7. He was hitting them with the truth, hitting them with history. You know? And they stoned him. What you talking about? Abba Bivens, Elder Abba Bivens, right? He was killed by Muslims. So they hated him. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm at a point where I just get so annoyed and vexed now, like more than ever, man. More than ever, I just get so annoyed and vexed that the shit Jake be saying. But then you have niggas that's following them that no understanding, man. What are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense to me. You know, but it does, because you know, the scripture speaks about how the sheep will hear my voice, meaning Yahweh's voice, man. They won't hear a stranger's voice. So, meaning a lot of guys ain't gonna hear the words of Yahweh Shema Shai and understand this process of this truth. Remember John the 6th chapter, it said that many of his disciples fell, left him. They didn't understand the drinking of the blood and eating his flesh, which is symbolic of you're gonna have to go through a burden within this truth. Isaiah 59:15 says, once you turn to righteousness, you make it yourself a prey. So what General Yohana is saying out of his mouth in that moment is a lie. So Captain Nazar, you're gonna have to correct him, right? Because that's a lie. Everybody that goes on the highways and byways, when we're sincerely giving the word, we always get people come up against us. So you're wrong, man. That's all. You're wrong. You're not knowing the scriptures. Let's keep it moving. I shouldn't even be getting so annoyed and vexed, but that's just the spirit that I, get in every so often, man.
Hey, now let's say had a drug problem, something like that. But other than that, black people knew we was for them. But it wasn't until you break off groups got out here with 1,000 fucking camps. This ain't just these camps that I mentioned. They had 1,000 of them. You had 3, 4, 5 camps in Brooklyn. You had that bullshit.
Wait a minute. What the fuck is wrong with having camps? What's wrong with having a lot of camps? That's how you push the word more. You know? He said 3 or 4 or 5 in Brooklyn. What's wrong with that? You got to push this word, man. Yahweh Shai in Matthew 6, he told the 12, go by 2 and go on the highways and byways. So if it was 12 of them, right? If it was 12 disciples and he sent them out by 2, that's 6 camps. This is Matthew 6 and 7. And it says the 12 sent out. And he called unto him the 12 and began to send them forth by 2 and 2 and gave them power over unclean spirits. So the Lord told you two go this way, you two go that way, you two go over here, you two go over here, and he sent them out. So what's wrong with that, General Yana? He said that 1,000 camps. We doing that bullshit. 1,000 camps. That's how you get the word out, man. And that's hypocrisy, because do you not have ISUPK New York, ISUPK here? There's some ISUPK guys in Milwaukee. ISUPK here, ISUPK there, ISUPK over here. So what you're saying is stupid. You're not really understanding what you're saying. 1,000 camps. You're supposed to have hella camps to push the word. Remember, Yahweh Shai said, pray ye enter into the harvest. Let's get that. Matthew the 9th chapter. He said, pray for more servants. This is Matthew 9:35. I'm going to read on to the end. Matthew 9:35. It says, and Yahushua went all about the city and villages, teaching in their synagogues, and preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. But when he saw the multitude, he was moved with compassion on them, because they fainted and were scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd. And thus he said unto his disciples, the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. The laborers are the prophets, the working men on the highways and byways. Those are the laborers. He said the harvest is plenteous, and we at the end, but the laborers are few. What did he say next? He say, pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. So more men equals more camps to further push this truth. That's how the Lord set up the internet, that it may go unto the four corners of the earth, and then the end shall come. More men that wake up to this truth and get established and has leveled up, and the Lord makes them a head, and then a second in command, a third, sergeant of arms, so on and so forth. That's to build this truth. That's to build the body of Yahushua. So how could you scoff that? That doesn't make any sense. Let's go back and listen to that one more time.
Something like that. But other than that, black people knew we was for them. But it wasn't until you
we ain't for black people
got out here with 1,000 fucking camps. This ain't just these camps that I'm mentioning. They had 1,000 other. You had 3, 4, 5 camps in Brooklyn. You had that bullshit going on. You had that bullshit going on with my main man Barack. Came up with me together. We came up together, me and Barack. Barack went and took over that House of David bullshit, and then got down there in the Purple Cat's face and let them pump the shit out of him. After that, I ain't seen him on the internet yet since that day. You understand? All that shit came out of that. Every bit of it came out of that. What did we do? We stood our ground. And that bullshit that happened.
This nigga is talking shit, man. That's all he do. When he pop up, all he do is just talk. I ain't never learned nothing from that guy. Any video that he didn't ever seen him in, I ain't never learned nothing from that dude, man. And I'll be honest. I'll be honest. If I've learned a scripture that I ain't never heard before, or maybe a breakdown that was on point, maybe a documentary, a document, you know what I'm saying? A precept, a wise saying, I ain't never heard that shit from Yana. Never. He just get on there and rant. As long as I've been in the truth, I haven't, and I can admit if I've learned, I've heard a nice precept from Bishop Nathaniel before. Hell, I've heard a nice, decent precept from Captain Zariat. Hey, here at Great Millstone, we give you credit. But I'll be honest, I ain't never heard nothing good from that nigga. I ain't never heard no good breakdown from him. He told a nice story concerning High Priest Ariyah. It was a nice story that he had told. But as far as learning anything, I ain't like this dude, man. I don't know what the fuck wrong with him.
With the Jesus Christ Church.
But that was retarded on what the shit he's saying. And then he mentioned Tazadak. Hey man, look, only ones who came up against Tazadak that I've seen were the apostles. Now, I'll be honest, I ain't seen nobody come up against the Tazadak in the ICJC or whatever the hell it's called. Only the apostles, man. He gonna mention that next, but I'm gonna brush off from that. I want to get a couple more precepts. A couple more precepts concerning GMS is to blame for the sexual deviant actions from Alizé. Well, first of all, he was taught by the men of the Lord. He was a demon. He got kicked out, right? And he went on his own. He went on his own journey. As you can see, he started Sakari, etc. So we're not to blame for anything that he does once he's out of our when he's not amongst us anymore. He was a willful child that thought that he was on the level. You see? And that's for everybody. We're not in control of niggas falling out and what the fuck they do. You're supposed to hold on to the word, whether you're around a man of the Lord or when you're by yourself. You know? So, and that's another thing, Jake. You be around brothers and you go to camp and you congregate, blah, 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 but when you alone, man, that's on you. When you are alone, you know, that's on you. When you by yourself and ain't nobody there and what you fucking doing on your leisure, that's on you. That ain't on nobody else. You can't put that on nobody. Alright? It's Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So, even within IUIC or ICPK, I'm gonna stick with IUIC. It was some niggas that had popped up who left their group, right? And they did all expose and all that shit, right? But after that, after the expose, you're supposed to keep doing the work. You're supposed to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. IUIC ain't in control of the guys that fell out from them. Now, because y'all did a lot of demonic shit on why Jake fall out, but or leave. But you still supposed to do the work. So nobody's to blame if another nigga falls out. You know? I'm gonna read that one more again. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You see? You gotta work out your own salvation, man. 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, speaks about only one man can enter into at one time. 2nd Ezra 7 and can't hold hands into the kingdom of heaven, man. Every man is responsible for what they say and what they do. Their works. Okay? 2nd Ezra 7 and I'm trying to find it. Give me a minute. Okay, here we go. It's up a little bit. So I'm going to start from verse 7. 2nd Ezra 7 and 7. It says, the entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right, and on the left a deep water. Okay? So this is that narrow. It speaks about the narrow gate. All right, the straight gate. Excuse me. All right, it's narrow, and it says broad leads to the way of destruction. You know. So that water and that fire is a representation of the affliction, the hell, the demons, the doctrines, the spirits. You know, whisperings. You know, the itchy ears. You know, them damn demons try to get to you, so you can fall on the left or the right. Because this path is narrow. It's a difficult. Is a straight gate. All right, like a tightrope. I've been mentioning that lately. When you're on a little tightrope where you got to balance it out, you can't go to the left, can't go to the right. You just got to keep on going straight. And that's a difficult thing to walk on a tightrope. Liken into this truth, you're gonna go through a lot of adversities. You're gonna go through a lot of afflictions. You know. And like the scripture says, you got to go through that temptation. You know, you got to go through the hour of temptation. You got to go through that temptation, and that's how you will get to the kingdom of heaven, man. You know, completing the mission, being conquerors. Romans the 8th chapter. All right. But it said, with much tribulation shall I enter into the kingdom of heaven. Okay. So it says, verse 8. In one only path between them both, even between fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. So ain't no holding hands in the kingdom. Ain't no holding hands to the kingdom, excuse me. Only one man can go at once. Single file line. You're responsible of what the fuck you do in this truth. Nobody else is responsible for your fallout. At the end of the day, even if you was wronged or whatever it may be, if you believe in this truth, or you say you believe in this truth, then that's what it is. If you get wrongfully accused, kicked out the camp, suspended, whatever, it's still on your ass, man. You can't blame no fucking body for your fuck up, your fallout. You know? Goddamn nigga woman tried to tell me the other fucking day, you know, because of me rebuking and I ain't gonna mention that, man. Whatever. Ain't nobody responsible for you. You're responsible for your fucking self. You work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to get off into that bullshit. 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, and I'm gonna end it with this one. All right. Nobody is responsible for your ass, man. With that Philippians 2, and the things that you've been taught from your elders, your apostles, your bishops, all right. And when you go into your separate corner, you know, when you go into your separate corner, when you go home, your leisure time, your study ethic, your praying, fasting, everything is up to you. Nobody else, man. So 1 Corinthians 3, because the scripture says, you know, you got to take heed on how you build. And say, 1 Corinthians 3 and 12, it says, now if any man upon this foundation, I'm going to start from 10. 1 Corinthians 3 and 10. It says, according to the grace of the Most High, which is given unto me, as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. So on how you work your way, how you level up, how you get your understanding, your experiences, this, that, and the third, you know, the Lord has geared each and every one of us to go through our own particular lot for hell, whatever it may be. You got to take heed on how you're building. Are you studying? Are you praying? Are you fasting? Are you watching the videos? Are you taking notes? You know, are you being mindful? You know, charity, whatever it is, that's on you. All right? It say, but let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. For other foundation can no man lay that is laid, which is Yahushua Mashiach. Now if any man build upon this foundation, gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest. For the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. You see? So it's on you. It's on how you take correction, how you take rebuke, how much you're studying, how much you're learning, all right, and contributing in the ministry. Your brotherly love characteristics. You see? You going out there on the highways and byways. You being diligent to make your call and election sure. Every man's work, man. My works ain't going to get the next man to the kingdom of heaven. Now there's another man's works going to get that man to the kingdom of heaven. Okay? So for us to be the blame of the shit that niggas do when we're not they goddamn fucking babysitters, man. Alright? I don't know what the hell Jake doing when I'm not around. Such as the apostles on down. You know? But through the spirit we can tell that they ain't studying, reading, fasting, praying, being diligent, brotherly, etc. Because there's a spirit that'll show forth off of them. And that spirit has always been identified with motherfucking Alizé. That he's been a nigga, he's proud, he's a demon, he's a liar, he's a slanderer. Alright? Etc. etc. man. So we've been peeped that spirit from him. And sincerely rebuked to correct it. You know? He just didn't take heed, so this is the fall of him. It's just that simple. Great Millstone always did videos on this dude getting himself right. And we've done videos on applauding him for smashing certain goddamn Christians. Come on, man. It's like, stop acting like y'all don't watch the videos, man. And I'll give that credit to Elder Apostle Tahar because he started that. Giving these other guys their credit. He started that. That's a man of fucking integrity. You can't talk shit about that man. That's a man of integrity. Even though they talk shit about him, he still give guys their proper titles and respect on the fact of them saying something correct. And get on their ass if they are going off. Don't cuss me out for drinking out this plastic bottle. Slack it. But where I'm at, man. Getting on those rants and shit. But hey, sometimes it has to happen. Verse 14. This is 1 Corinthians 3:14. If any man's work abide which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. See? And it says this. Check this out. And if any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. So if a guy goes the fuck off, he gets burnt out from this truth, this ministry, because he did whatever he did, and the Lord ultimately didn't choose him. Hey, that's just a bad. The scriptures speak about gathering the good and the bad. Well, he just had to be a part of that bad. They got gathered up in that net, and that happens. That's a part of the truth. Look, man, this truth is a revolving door. You know, this truth is a revolving door. Guys come and guys leave, man. We got 2 guys that left this year, man. Well, last year. We in damn goodness gracious, we in March. We in 2025. We had 2 men that left in 2024, pardon me. You know? And likewise with other camps, because we get the alerts and the memos and the updates. Hey, this guy ain't a part of us no more for whatever reason. That ain't nothing new. You know? That ain't nothing new. We are not responsible for a nigga that don't want to take heed to the truth, to the ministry, to the proper protocols and all of that. We are not to blame. So you can kick rocks with no fucking shoes on that goddamn lie. Cause that's straight bullshit. Wait a second. Gotta whip that thing proper. Motherfucking curve, Joe. Yeesh. Alright, I'm Gucci. Alright. I made it. Let me see. I think that's it. I think that's all out. 1 Corinthians, Philippians, 2 Ezra 7, Matthew 9. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, I'll replay the madness that this dude said at the end of the video. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're not responsible for niggas falling out and the false shit that he was speaking about concerning having 1,000 camps is bullshit. No, you need it's 144,000 of the prophets, right? So that means it's going to be a lot of camps. Like, that doesn't make no sense that he said that. Oh, everybody's supposed to be up under ISUPK. Yeah, okay. What the fuck ever. You guys, beginning with General Yohana, applauds doing a woman in the butt, which is sodomy. And I got a maybe like a 6, 7, 8 minute lesson, you know, on the side, you know, on that, bringing out that video, you know. And the nigga was so proud about it, he started singing. He started singing, do her in the butt, do her in the butt. That's wild. Crazy work. But all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai, Ba'Shem Kakadash Ba'Gatham, Damas to my apostle, great millstone, citation to the document of 4 corners, person of truth and sincerity, love, diligence, respect, fear, and trembling. Shalom, blah, blah, blah.